After asking for a divorce and starting proceedings, my husband is now begging me to take him back. What do I do? Hi everyone, just wanted to preface this by saying I'm in the UK, so divorce law may be a bit different compared to the US or other countries. I, 31F, married my husband, 32M, 4 years ago, and I thought we had a solid relationship. However, one night he sat me down and handed me some papers. My husband had applied for divorce. I was totally blindsided and stared at the paper for ages hoping I'd read a line saying gotcha or something. I just asked why, trying not to burst into tears. My husband, without looking me in the eye, explained that over time, he had just felt us growing apart and while he still cared about me, didn't love me. I felt so heartbroken, but I was also angry that he'd never spoken to me about his issue. It was like he hadn't even given me a chance to fix things. I told him that and he became defensive, telling me that was how he felt and I had to deal with it. He went to bed and I slept on the couch. Next day I thought over it some more and tried to see his side. It's true that after we got married, we were both promoted and now spend less quality time together due to work. My father is also terminally ill, and I visit him every other weekend while my husband stays at home. So I suppose I could see where he was coming from about distance, but every time we were together it was never addressed. Still, after a few more days I decided I didn't want to be with someone who said they did not love me and agreed to proceed with the divorce. My family were sad for me but understood, however my mother and father-in-law both texted me long messages about giving their son a second chance. That was months ago. I'm now living in the house alone, while my husband stays with his brother. We've had a good relationship the entire divorce. It's been cordial and polite, which is all I can ask for it to be. At one meeting, my husband even mentioned he was going on a blind date that night. It hurt to hear, but at the same time I accepted it because our relationship was as good as over. All that changed last week, when my husband and brother showed up unexpectedly on the doorstep. My husband was crying and begging for me to take him back. He kept saying he'd loved me all this time and had made a terrible mistake. The whole thing felt so weird, and I ended up telling them both to leave and closed the door. He blew up my phone with crying voicemails, leaving my best friend to suggest his blind date had dumped him. That might be true but I have no idea. Since then he's been begging nonstop for me to take him back, and that since we haven't got a final order yet, we can still stop the proceedings. I feel insulted that after starting this, he's now turning around trying to make everything go back to how it was. How can I navigate this, and get it through his head that I don't want him back?